Hands down, our best financial move was to retire the mortgage, even sooner than our already accelerated rate of paydown. The number one rule is to always protect the nest first. And as the economy sputters along, we've secured the largest physical asset against any eventuality. Man, that's from Denise. I cannot stress. Look, I have a mortgage. I hate it with a passion. But if I didn't have it, I wouldn't be in this house. I could not afford this house right now if I didn't have a mortgage. But man, I cannot tell you, my friends. Just can you think? Just look at how much money you pay for housing. Just think about it. When that money is no longer needed, man, you can travel light. You can travel light because you don't have to worry about the mortgage and the income that's required in which to pay the mortgage. The income's got to come from someplace. Your labor, or you're pulling money from your portfolio. That's it, man. Or if you, I guess you could take on other debt to pay the mortgage, which is stupid. But anyway, the income's got to come from someplace. Once the mortgage is paid off, I mean, how much do you possibly need to live on without a mortgage? This is what I don't understand. I talk to people, millionaires. And probably because they're millionaires, they're probably millionaires because they don't spend that much. I'm like, how much do you need? Medicare between husband and wife is about $1,000 a month between husband and wife. All right, that's $12,000 a year. Food, I don't know, freaking $10,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? Property tax, $5,000 a year. Electricity, $5,000 a year. Take a vacation, $10,000 a year. I mean, I don't know, how much more do you possibly need? I get there's other. I get it. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm like, dude. I mean, hey, protect the nest. And I just say to people all the time, the worst case scenario is you have no debt. I mean, you have a house that's paid for and Social Security for your wife and you. If that's the worst case scenario, I mean, the average Social Security check is $1,500. Who gives a rat's behind what the average check is, dude? What does that have to do with you? I don't care what the average check is. Man, it's kind of like when I tell people to prepay their taxes because that way you get that behind you. Well, the income's coming in, pay that stuff. Get those obligations behind you. That way those obligations don't pile up where you have to pay them. And now you're going to pay them from a portfolio that's down 25%. Or you have to pay them from working longer. That's it, man. There's no other way. Anyway, so Denise said, I cannot, this is just, she says, it isn't fun to watch our holdings drop by a couple $100,000, but it isn't worrying us one nanosecond either. We sleep with absolute peace of mind. We understand the markets, but we have confidence in the choices we made. And while we remain open to adjustments when needed. We did our due diligence, and even on the advice I offered for their consideration, my advice was excellent. Of course, they're gonna, gotta say that because I kick ass and take names. But regardless of the current economic gyrations, anyway. And Denise and her better half, no, Denise is the better half. Excuse me, Denise and her lesser half, I should say. These aren't stupid people, man. I mean, they're not dumb. You don't need to know more than that. Let's just put it this way. They didn't just follow the turnip tree. All right. And yet they paid off their mortgage and they can sleep at night. Why? Because the mortgage is paid off. I don't get why people want to. They spreadsheet this. If the markets do that, well, problem, okay. And my house does this, I'm going to, that's a net to me. I just don't understand that way of thinking, dudes. I've never really understood because I've always seen the biggest cause of concern, the only cause of bankruptcy, frankly, is debt. There's no other cause. You don't have debt, you don't go bankrupt. It's just that simple. And if you're concerned about bankruptcy, if you're concerned about healthcare going bankrupt, well, that's different than having debt. Because healthcare is, all right, well, I mean, sorry, but I can't pay the hospital bills, which we bailed out with taxpayer funding. I just don't have oh, well, but if it comes to everything else, like, I can't, well, that sucks. You probably should have quit spending, or you should have taken consideration better on your expenditures while you're piling up the debt. I couldn't sleep at night. I know people who have $1 million mortgages, I don't know how they sleep at night. I couldn't do it, man. No way. No way. And the only way they're able to afford that is because they're in some crappy little corporate job and they're getting paid bucks. But if those jobs ever go south, or if just some crap, I mean, you're still at the crappy little corporation. Anyway, secure the nest. Worst case in but you never own your home. The property taxes. Okay, all right, you can argue. All right, then by all means take a mortgage. Oh, I can get better investments. Okay, by all means take a mortgage. Man, dude, I've been doing this a long time. The people who have no debt and they go into retirement are just better off. Now, I just talked to a guy today. He's got a small mortgage, only 130,000 left on it, $830 a month. He's like, should I just pay that thing off? I was like, oh, I said no, because he's already down 25% stocks, 15% on bonds. I said no. So you're knee deep into the amortization table anyway. I just don't. I mean, I wish I could say yes, but you can't sell an asset that's down 20%. To pay off a mortgage that's costing you 4.5 or 5. I can't remember what it was. Yeah. Well, I'd love your thoughts. Hope this helps.